Good evening, Gooners. What's the matter?
So no, go on, carry on, my son. Go. If that's not happened on my end, you carry on.
Oh,
Technical
no,
glitch.
no worries. Good evening, Gooners. That happened there. Good evening, Gooners. Welcome back to the booth. It is the preview, Arsenal versus Bournemouth. Massive game. I think everything's led to this. It's been 4 weeks since our last Premier League game, I believe. This is going to be a tough one. But yeah, look, before we get into it, please smash the like button, please subscribe, and yeah, come and join them in the comments. Big game, a lot to discuss. We've got Wayne's predicted 11, which is an interesting one. Wayne, good evening. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good evening, mate. Yeah, it is an interest. What happened? Yeah, it's an interesting one, matey, because yeah, you're there will be some questions from regulars and yourself included, but Mikel never gives anything away. So we've either got two left backs out, or one of them's coming, or the other one's that you just don't know what to do. So when you see my 11, it's trying to second guess what he's going to do. Really, to be fair, matey, he doesn't give anything away. Um, but yeah, the only good thing is I can say with clarity is that Ezra's back, which I think is good. But I'm thinking potentially Erdegaard's out, so it's standard with Arsenal, one in, one out. You know. But
Yeah.
yeah, listen, it's mixed bag. Uh, we've got a victory. We got a victory in the midweek, and this is a big game now. This is the game we've been all talking about. So we'll kind of get onto that, mate. This is what we was all thinking about before the Sporting game, and yeah, dude, it's a big one, mate. And listen, it's an opportunity. I don't like half 12 kickoffs, Bones. You know
I
that.
don't.
We don't. It's kind of a joint decision. It's just a joint feeling, shall we say? And I'm pretty sure the Schooner's out there as well. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to the half 12 kickoff. You're the same. Obviously, you're the same, dude.
Yeah,
What's your thoughts on it? Come
yeah.
on.
It's made me nervous, and I think looking at some of the notes in the press conference, one thing I've seen here, I'm like, for God's sake, literally the first sentence says, "We'll be facing the only side on a longer unbeaten run than us in the top flight." That sentence there thinks, like it's gonna be a tough game. They've Raiola, he's done a good job at Bournemouth. They play really good football. They're not an easy team to play against. They pressure really hard. They're aggressive with their play, and we've got to be really careful tomorrow, because if we don't play, we've got a really big thing at the moment where we're not playing in the first half. We start playing in the second half, and that's been a whole problem the whole season. I think if we do that tomorrow, Bournemouth could pip us and nick a goal. Our defence is a little bit shoddy at the moment as well. So look, it's a tough game. And I'm looking at the last couple of games. They've had a good little run. They're no mugs. They're really not, Bournemouth, and they've got some good players. I just hope Arteta's not. It doesn't go in too safe with this game, because we need to be really careful. I think Ezra coming back is going to be a massive boost for us, because I think we have missed him. There's pockets of the game that he's not going to be on the ball. Like Odegaard will give you the whole game where he's on the ball, Wayne, but
yeah,
most of the time he isn't really doing anything. He's not progressing the ball.
I'm glad you've made two comments, and sorry to interject, because the only reason I do it is because I will forget, and we'll get onto another topic of conversation. But what you've just said there hits the nail on the head. For me, tomorrow, right, and I don't know if you agree, we're more likely talking about it on. It's been a long time since Tuesday, but a lot's happened since. But I said as well, I wouldn't be adverse if you would. If Erdegaard's fully fit, that you put Rice in the six with Erdegaard and San Eza. You can do the same in a sense to Havertz, but in my opinion, Havertz is one of them where you relinquish control to allow him to be a support striker in that system. I'm an advocate for that, Tone. But if Erdegaard's out, then you're back to kind of square one again. Zubimendi has been struggling. I was talking to my dad, and as you know, Tony, he loves football. but it's obviously he don't follow Arsenal as much as passionately as we do. But he said like Mendy hasn't been great, and so that's the thing. From the outside in,
He's
you
been
can tell
struggling.
he's
Yeah.
struggling currently. So if you had the option, Tone, because listen, for me, what we all know, that Ødegaard can give you control. I just don't think he is your world class number 10 anymore. I don't think he's got that. His body can do that, or he's got that. Well, your bang bang is your Eza. So you could always drop it, Ødegaard back in there alongside an Eza with Rice mopping up. That I think can be more than adequate in terms of physicality, because you got Dex there. Um, so yeah, it's an interesting one, Tone. My team is based around because as I said to you, I do not know how I got that lineup right on Tuesday.
Yes, is that the first
You
one
know,
this season?
because
Is that
it's
the
one
first
of
one
the.
this season?
So I'm pretty sure I've more likely been one out, and that's spot on. But trying to guess a Mikel Arteta, 11 Tone is, yeah, it's not it's not possible in my opinion. But yeah, I would have gone for that one, matey. I have an inkling, and I'm not saying it. I think Yock should start, but I might have an inkling he could potentially go with Havertz up top. But I would hold that again and bring him on as a support striker if it starts to get a little bit, you know, sort of like you're going to relinquish. You're not got the control of Ødegaard in this match, so you need that bang bang of an Eza. But again, how's his injury? Does he try him from the start? It's just an interesting one, Tone, but we'll all find
Yeah.
out come 11:15, 11 tomorrow morning, matey, as we
Yeah.
all eagerly await the game and look for the starting lineup.
We've got a massive opportunity tomorrow. We've got an opportunity to get 3 points on the board before City play on the Sunday. They've got to sit on that.
Yeah.
They're playing and Chelsea team. I don't know if you see the news. They had a little bit of a square up, didn't they?
Who's that, matey? Sorry.
That dickhead in midfield. What's his name?
Enzo.
Sorry, yeah, Enzo and the Professor had a little bit of a square
sorry,
off.
yeah, because what it is, Tone, what it is as I say, you don't really get that with Arsenal. I mean, we had it years ago with Cesc, didn't we? Remember when he went to the World Cup and Pepe Reina chucked a Barcelona top over him, and it didn't get we see it on social media, not social media as such. It was in internet and stuff like that. But he's been flirting with Real Madrid, saying, look,
does he get into the Real Madrid team? For me, I don't think he does. I don't think he's.
But in time, listen, there's a lot of them Chelsea boys that are on 10-year contracts at times and 8-year contracts or whatever they are. They're not going to want to stay there. You know what I mean, for the foreseeable future. But I don't think he's fantastic, mate. If you're talking about like a Walton and an Anderson going, one day I'd like to play for Real Madrid, you go, well, listen, you carry on going on a trajectory that you're on.
Yeah,
you'd be, potentially sort of thing. I don't rate him at all, Tone. I just think he's all mouth and. Bruno Guimaraes for Newcastle, I'd take him in a heartbeat, and I'd understand if he was trying to go to Real Madrid, not Enzo Fernandez. We'll give him SR7. Good evening, matey. I hope so. I hope for 3-0, but 3-1. Either way, it comes a victory, mate. But thanks for joining the channel again, my friend.
Thank you, mate. So. Thank you. Yeah, good evening to you. But yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? But I think that these are the games you've got to go and win. If you want to win the title, you've got to go and win these games.
Of course you have, mate.
Last time out, Bournemouth beat us at home. Don't you remember?
At the Emirates,
similar time.
Yeah, 2-1.
Similar time last season, and they actually beat us.
I went to it. Listen, guys, I'd like to say something. I went there last year. I'm not going this year. So it's victory for the Arsenal.
Right, okay. You're not going to jinx it, is that what you're saying?
I'm not there to jinx it this time, but yeah, that was poor because I thought, you see, Declan's guy is good, and then we just second half we were piss poor, Tone, and seeing that from a live, as in with your own eyes, not on a TV, But yeah, we were very poor that game. But listen, there's no Bournemouth for no mugs, and this is what we we have to chat about today, is that they're no mugs, and as you pointed out, with their longest unbeaten run as well, I think it's like 11 games, Tony, if I'm not mistaken, 11 games, mate. 11 games. So listen, that is where you as a club, this is up to Mikel. That's where you're earning your flowers, because Iriola's no mug, and I think for Bournemouth it'll be a massive shame. And I'm not trying to. I know we don't get Bournemouth fans here at the moment. We've only got one watcher, but I'm not saying that Iriola should go to someone bigger, but I think he's a manager that could potentially, go for a team definitely sort of like top 10, top 8. He's got the coaching credentials, mate. So let's be wary of him tomorrow, definitely, mate.
Yeah, SR7 put, guys, rumours around our youths, MLS and Ranieri, Sal. What is your thoughts? And MLS is a banger. If it happens, can we bring Vara or Rodrigo or Rafael? I'm assuming you're saying there, mate. I think Ranieri's got a really high ceiling. I don't think we should. I think we're going to be parting with Odegaard. I think in the summer, I really think he's going to be.
We've had this. We had this debate with Dave, and we had it with Ben as well when I joined the channel. SR, all I've got to say to you, mate, is I don't want that. I believe that MLS has a future in midfield. But again, listen, if we're going to do it, but he's not played him there at all, Tony. He's not really played sort of like left back much either. I think the boy has struggled in his second season kind of thing, because he got up, he had no expectations. He was phenomenal last year. But this is still a young lad, They're talking about pure PSR profit sales. Some fans online either, Tony. Listen, if you're going to entertain any like that, firstly, with Wanyeri, me and you are in agreement. We love Erdegaard, but Wanyeri's still raw, but we want Wanyeri to challenge for that number 10 role. Ez has come in, and obviously Ez has taken his minutes. But like someone said online, for me as well, I've been advocating for Ezra at left wing anyway, but he plays him at the 10. You can't let that opportunity go with Ezra. We couldn't let it go, Tone. He's still going to be vital, and I think he's going to play a vital part in the next 2-3 years. And in that time, you have to appease a Wanyeri. Is he going to be playing centre, right wing? He's got Dalman coming through. The only way, Tone, that is anywhere acceptable is that you sell them for a ridiculous amount of fee, and you get a buyback clause on both deals, which means you've got first dibs and then whatever. I don't want that. And SR, don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I do not want that. And for me, you can get rid of players, Tone, and you can have these players come in. My criticism this season, Tone, would be with Arteta and these not playing these two boys. It's not so much about how. There's a lot of people going, so there's quite a, it's always this way we'll go on there, Tone. There's so many different opinions that you can you forge your own. But there's some that are saying, it was Howland bias, are they really at the level? As much as you can look at it, Wanyeri isn't Ez's level when Ez's on top form, but Wanyeri's ceiling, as you just said, is what I'm looking at. And it's the same with MLS. MLS is the guy that I've said before, whether people think I'm crazy, I said he reminds me of a young Jack Wilshere when he's in that midfield, the ability to break away from players. He hasn't done that so much where he's inverted and done that, whether that's confidence, whatever it might be. But we can't. It's Sammy Mockbell, wasn't it, Tone, from the Daily Mail or BBC, whatever he's with now. He broke it on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. He's normally quite close to Arsenal. He doesn't release bollocks. He actually sort of like semi-confirmed the Subamendi deal in after the January transfer window, saying that Arsenal have got a deal agreed, basically. It will be coming in the summer. So what he's saying is quite worrying to my ears, and the timing of it. But the only thing I can think of is for pure PSR reasons, which is to maybe it's not a viable option, I think. But could it be that the club are doing that in order to buy, like SR has said, that bigger player that elevates you? But it's mate, it's a tough one. It's a tough one because if you're going to ask me, do I want to see an Erdegaard who keeps getting injured, struggling to finish games and struggling at the time to make an impact other than his ability to control the play, to lead the press, which is fantastic, by the way. Or do I want to see a Wanyeri, a raw Wanyeri, grow and develop and just explode on playing for Arsenal? I'd give you the latter. I want to see Wanyeri do that.
Question
And I
for you,
also want
Wayne.
to see MLS, you know?
Question for you.
Go
So
for it, mate. Go on.
the fact that Ez has been injured, do you think in these situations where Odegaard's come in and played, you got the Southampton game, the game on Tuesday against Sporting, do you think Wanyeri would have played better than Odegaard? So I was thinking about the Southampton game. If Wanyeri was available, would he have done a better job than Odegaard in that game?
It's a good question. I would say that I think I've said this, and you will vouch for it anyway, because I've said it in our chat. You know that we had a private chat before even starting this channel, which I've said it privately, and I'll say it again. I think that with Wanyeri, it's that he's his upper body strength, but you can also argue that case that even Odegaard gets shoved off the ball, he's pulling out. For me, Tone, listen, call me a cynic. We have reiterated that our criticism of Odegaard this season is that we believe that he could, if he hits the heights of the 22-23 version of himself, that we'd be in a much better position. He was even good 23-24 roughly, Tone, wasn't he? I'd say for all of last season, he hasn't hit top form, but whether Wanyeri was, is that he does struggle to get into the game like an Odegaard. It's the upper body strength for both players. But this controversial thing I was going to say is why Wanyeri playing for Marseille, Tone, it has its pros and cons. But this, he could have used that. We could have used him there. But call me controversial, but is Odegaard trying to, as I said to you before, is he trying to save himself for the World Cup? Got a little bit of a niggly. Do you know what I mean? And for me, Tone, I'd rather see a Wanyeri struggle against a Southampton, and I mean it in respect of that this boy's learning the game at the top level, right? I'd rather see him struggle than see an Odegaard who's trying to save himself for a Norway World Cup, because this football club pays his wages. We have had 22 years of hurt. We need to lift the trophy. And we've got him going, I've got me niggle. He's getting niggles and whatever. And it's like, are you sort of? I'm not saying you're not injured, Tone. He's not injured. I'm saying, is he kind of, going actually? Because if you notice, players go down, and Mikel subs them off. Look at Gabriel. We thought, oh shit. I'm pretty sure you did. I missed it because I had a late one from coming back from France against Southampton. You thought it. I'm pretty sure watching it, going, oh fuck, Gabby's out. Gabby's gone down, going, I feel a little thing, I'm going to come off. That's what they've been told, these players nowadays. And I'm thinking, is that Odegaard? Thinking it seems a little bit, so he's coming off, because have you got Arsenal in the mind or have you got Norway in the mind?
Yeah, no, I think I think it'd be fair to say that a lot of Arsenal supporters, let us know in the chat, are absolutely really pissed off with Odegaard at the moment. I think a lot of people have thrown the towel on him. I'm starting to get their way. I'm starting to look at him and go, are you going to elevate us? We've got Wanyeri out on loan, right? The guy's got a massive, massive ceiling.
Good. Yeah, he has, dude. He really has.
And I generally think that game against Southampton, I think Wanyeri might have done a better job. I just feel like Odegaard, he looks like his legs are gone. If I'm being honest with you, I don't really want to.
I'm with you. I've said that. I can't argue with you, because I mean, listen, people come on this channel with controversy. I mean, we're family and we have had debates and whatever, but I'm not going to be raising an argument with you, because I've said to you, I think he's a man. There's talk about Germany, maybe Bayern looking at him. Teams in Spain. I think that's more his cup of tea, Tone.
Smash it at Bayern. Yeah,
I think that's more his cup of tea, Tone. Germany or Spain. That's my opinion.
We need a Bruno Fernandes type number 10.
I think
I hate saying that.
I think the physicality of the Premier League's caught up with him, and this is where I say if it means with Wanyeri, I would say do not sell him. Do what you did with Saliba. And as tough a pick may think, oh, hang on, we might need him. But it has to see whatever. This is up to Berta, and what in terms of how he's going to build the squad, Tone. But Saliba, something that everyone said, oh, what is he doing, Mikel? He's bought Ben White for 15 million. Ben White took his number 4 top, if you remember rightly, because Saliba signed with a number 4 shirt as his name. He went out on loan, and Ben White took his number 4 shirt. And everyone's going, what the hell? You know, we've even
Yeah.
said it. You said, oh, I want to see Gabriel and Saliba. That should be our future. And I'm pretty sure many an Arsenal fan did. He's 3 years on loan. Look at him now. He's one of the best centre-backs in the world. There's no arguing there. No one will call me a twat online in the comments, or
I
if
will,
this
mate. I
goes
will.
viral on YouTube. You will. But but no. But he is one of the best, one of the best centre-backs in the world. He's up there now. I think that's what you need to do with Wanyeri. It shouldn't be a sell. He signed a new contract. Same with MLS. If you're going to do anything with MLS, Tone, do not
Put him out on
sell.
loan.
Send both of them out on loan,
But they need
right?
to go to Premier League clubs,
But
mate. They
they
don't need
need
to
to
go
go
to
to something
France
exactly,
or
Tone. All I say to
Spain,
you,
you
build
know.
up their strength. Wanyeri is all about his upper body strength because he's got the skills. He moves away from players. Some of the stuff he does is just phenomenal. He just needs to. There's certain aspects of his game he needs to tweak before you can go. He's the one. But do you do it if you're going to get rid of an Erdegaard, for argument's sake? But I just think there's certain things about him, Tone. I'm just thinking to myself, there's something up with Erdegaard this season,
Yeah.
and it
I
started
think
last
no one is,
season.
mate. I think it's the
You know?
World Cup. I genuinely think it's the World Cup. I think he's not interested. Because Norway ain't been in the World Cup for years. They've not made the
Norway
last
from
3
really
or 4
gone, and
World
he
Cups.
wouldn't have gone with them. This is his
So
first World Cup.
he's got that in the back of his mind. And I think a few players have, to be fair. There's a few comments, Wayne. Let's catch him up. Ted, good evening, mate. Thank you for joining. He's put
Thanks
a few
for joining,
comments
Ted.
I can't watch this game as I'm at a wedding, and I'm looking forward to not stressing out. So I am looking forward to not stressing out. All right, mate. Yeah, look, put me on in the background. I'm going to be doing a watch along tomorrow, and I'll keep you up to date on the scores. Put the old secret earpiece in, and I'll keep you updated, mate. At the match on Wednesday, which will be great, as I haven't been in a couple of months. Oh, you're at the match on Wednesday?
Yeah, nice. Enjoy, mate. Enjoy.
A little cushion there. That's a little bit of a smash and grab there. That's good. Yeah. Game on tomorrow, mate. Yeah, definitely. I haven't thrown the towel yet with Odegaard. If Eza really kicked on, then it may be another conversation. But for now, I'm still with him. Dalman next year could naturally take his spot. Fair shout, definitely.
I think Dalman in the 10 Tone, could be a one.
And you got Tez put if we sell Wanyeri or MLS, we are effing stupid. We're trying to swear.
I couldn't agree with you more, matey.
I think we are, mate, because they're both top players. I think MLS hasn't got any confidence. I would send him out on loan. Just so he needs game time. He needs to get back to his confidence. He hasn't made, as Wayne said at the start of the podcast, he hasn't made them darting runs like the inverted midfield role where look at City where we beat them 5-1. He was unplayable that day. He was unplayable because he was getting the ball and just driving through players. No one could stop him. I haven't seen that. I don't know if is that because it's been coached out of him. As Arteta go, no, that's too risky doing that because if you lose the ball, the team's on the attack. Is Arteta slowing down these players in terms of their progress? Like next year, is he going to start telling Dalman not to get the ball and run with it? Do you know what I mean? Jaspende, good evening, mate. How are you, sir? Odegaard is trying to protect himself from the World Cup. Norway is like England. That's their first.
It's not like England.
Not like England. I'll read in a minute. Norway is not like England. That's their first World Cup in 26 years. Yeah, I think that is in the back of their mind. I think he's very patriotic, isn't he? Him and Haaland.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think that's as well why you've seen the drop off with Haaland. But the thing is with a Jasper, I understand that fully, but plan for look at Declan Rice, all right? Declan Rice has been there, which again I get it, but he's putting it in. But I think I get that it's been 26 years for him, but it's been 22 years for Arsenal fans. You are first and foremost paid by Arsenal Football Club, and I'm pretty sure he's paid handsomely. To play. He should be putting it all in for this football club first and foremost. But listen, if that's the way it is, then I think Mikel's got to say, look, you're my eyes and my ears, my captain on the pitch. That's what you're giving me. Let's see the season out, and I say in the summer, good luck at Norway, and look for a way out, because you shouldn't be thinking about that. In my opinion, you should be thinking about your football club. Do what you can for us, and go. Yeah, it's not really, in my opinion, Tone. I couldn't give a crap about Haaland at City because they're cheats anyway. He can think what he wants and hold himself. But we're Arsenal Football Club. We've done everything by the book. Do what he does for Arsenal, get us over the line, and see you later. But yeah, he's been in and out this season. I think, as you say, he's saving himself definitely, Tone. And no one can convince me otherwise. It's just too convenient that the World Cup's here and he's going down every now and then to rest himself. It's
Yeah, I tell you
commitment to
what,
the Arsenal, Tone, is all I'm asking for. Is what I'm getting at.
do you know what make it worse? You watch him have an absolute stormer of a World Cup. You watch how many assists he
He
gets.
plays well for Norway, but
What?
listen, if that puts a couple of million on his transfer fee, then
Yeah,
yeah. But it should be the fact that you should be fighting for Arsenal. But if there's other players like a Wanyeri in MLS, a Dalman, sorry, and he's taking a squad position for those that might fight for the club a bit more, then I think there's only one thing to do, Tone. Because in my opinion, it's not acceptable for me. Whether they've been it's 26 years, 36 years, you're playing for Arsenal Football Club. Think
yeah,
about it. But there we go. You shouldn't. You should have said, right, I tell you what, sell me. I want to go to Spain and have an easy one because I've got the World Cup coming. You know what I mean? You've got an intense Premier League campaign, 38 games, Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup, and you're going actually, your body's breaking down. You're going actually, I need a rest. Yeah, for me, Tone, that's the attitude. He's your captain. At a minimum, strip him of the captaincy, because that shouldn't be how you operate playing for this football club, Tony, in my opinion, mate.
yeah. No, definitely. Yeah, Ted's put MLS a year ago was ripping up Real Madrid. The guy just has no confidence. Like you say, he needs a loan move. Yeah, I think a Premier League loan move next season, where he's in the team, whether that be in midfield or left back. I think he needs to get some game time back. Let's face it, Wayne, and Cape is going to be permanent for us. That loan will be completed at the end of in the summer.
Yeah,
and obviously Calafiori's there as well, and Calafiori ain't going to Italy as well, so he's going to have a full pre-season.
I think there's going to be a big midfield upgrade as well, Tone. So I think these spaces will be limited. So no selling, mate. Just loans, definitely.
Loan them out because I think they're the future of the club still, and they've got really high ceilings. MLS, if we can get back to the form he was in last season, then that's what I'm gutted. Every time I see him start, when I'm doing the watch-ons and I see him in the starting 11, like big game for him today. Get back. So I want to see that old MLS.
Yeah, of course, mate. 100%. We all
so
do.
Deadly. So deadly. When he's going them runs, and you think, Jesus, keep going. And 9 times out of 10, we'd create a chance and we'd score.
He's a stress reliever as well, Tone, isn't it? To release I'll say the pressure side. As a release valve.
But he also stretches the play when he does the runs.
Exactly.
Because no one knows how to handle. He either gets taken out, but then he for some reason he's so strong when he goes on them runs. I've not seen one of them. I've not seen him do it once this season. And if I'm making a guess, I'll tell Arteta's coaching that out of him because to him that's too risky. Anyway, Despende's put. I understand, but it's in their back of the mind. For English players, they can think we will go in the next World Cup. Norway can't think like that. Yeah, I do get it.
I get it, mate. I get it. It's just that you're playing for Arsenal Football Club in as a captain. It's your responsibility to kind of it boggles the mind, Jasper, because for me you're paid by the football club. It's like me being a postie and saying actually I'm not doing it because I want to do it for England. I want to do it somewhere else. I don't want to do it in Bexleyheath. I don't want to do it I want to do it in my Kent. Where I am in Kent in UK, because I know obviously you're from Puerto Rico, my friend. But you know what I mean. You've got a job to do, and that is with your team first and foremost. I mean, I get that. I mean, I know you love him as well. I mean, obviously you're an Ødegaard fan, and we respect that. We like the player. It's just that I don't think that's the right attitude in terms of. You should be playing for your football club first and foremost.
He's definitely not been that 100% since Christmas.
I think that's what I'm saying. And listen, he's protecting himself. But I'm like, for me, a Jasper and anyone watching, I would, as I said a couple of minutes back, that if that's the case for him, then I would have gone, look, we'll go loan him out or send him out somewhere else. You're not. If your mind is somewhere else, then your mind ain't on Arsenal Football Club, and that should be your first kind of port of call. Regardless of it. But there we go. That's just an opinion. That's what we're here for. We're to discuss it. It's only an opinion. But Arsenal Football Club come first for me. For other teams and for like a 26-year for Norway Bones. Yeah, you love your club. All these players are patriotic. I love England, but I've been burnt so many times. So it's easy for me to say I get that as well. But I just think for Arsenal Football Club, get us over the line. And then boom. You know what, Tone? if he doesn't want to turn up in and doesn't want to be available or whatever for the Champions League, then fair enough. Get us over the line. Keep fit for, till game week 33, 34. If it's looking like we're 9 points clear, whatever, and we've got one game to go, and then just rest up or whatever. But yeah, it's a bit, for me, Tone, Arsenal Football Club will always be number one. That's just an opinion.
Yeah, no, SR7's put a very good point in. Mate, if we should focus on our medical team and player recoveries because main ballers are out, we are at the finishing line on the race. All player focus on World Cup. Yes, nation first. Well, basically, I think get over the line, and then you can start thinking about international World Cup. Yeah, I completely agree with that. And that should be be in their minds. Go, right, let's get this, because if we bottle this league and we finish the season with nothing, and obviously they're going to go into international breaks, and it's not we got to get this league over the line. Then they've got to put their bodies on the line. That's what they've got to do for this club.
Listen to Jazz. I agree with your point as well here, mate.
Read that out, mate, because anyone's listening.
It's not just him. A lot of players will begin giving 50% in the coming weeks to save themselves, which is all well and good.
It's a very good point.
But this is where it comes to. I mean, for me as a fan, my priority isn't England right now. My priority is that my football club have been waiting 22 years to lift the title. We need to get it over the line. If there's going to be an opportunity to do it, because it's going to get more competitive, whatever happens, regardless of what happens to Man City, there's going to be like the Man United. Could Liverpool have a new manager bounce if they get like Alonso in? I'm just Arsenal first and foremost, and I think give it what you can, and then I'm pretty sure as well that once you achieve that with the Arsenal, you go, and then Mikel will go, right, okay, you go, it'll start easing these players out. But we've got a Champions League and a Premier League to go for. I don't want no player playing for my football club giving it 50%. We've had it before. We've had Aubameyang turning up.
Yeah.
We've had Sanchez wanting out. We've had Nasri wanting out. We had Fabregas, our captain, wanting out. We've had it before where we've been burned by players giving less than the 100% playing for this football club. Give it your all. And when the time comes, you can have a rest prior to the World Cup. Get the job done first, Bones. That's my. I've said it. I'll keep on reiterating it, Tone. But that's where the frustration comes in. You're playing for the Arsenal. They've got to remember that first and foremost.
Yeah, and I think it's a little bit disrespectful to us as fans if you're going to be putting out, especially when we're so close.
I'm so happy he's going to the World Cup, a player like that. I'll be so happy as well. I'm pretty sure Nketiah is going to the World Cup as well, right? Yeah. I'm happy that these players get to represent their country that they're born in. You should be patriotic. There's a lot happening in this country, in the UK and England, that can really be annoying. Change of government. You got Donald Trump starting wars that you're like, why are you starting wars for? You're costing me, the regular consumer, money for chocolate is going up, petrol's going up, everything's going up, and you're making it worse, Trump. There's people in this world making stuff worse. For players like us, for fans, for regular Joes, we just want to see our football club win. The World Cup is second, in my opinion. I've not thought about it, Tom, in all fairness. The World Cup's not crossed my mind, and it won't cross my mind until after the season's finished and however far we get in the Champions League,
No, definitely. Yeah. Wayne's come with a strong opinion, so they love it. Arsenal over England for me too. Yeah, completely agree, mate. Completely agree. Look, we've gotten to the starting 11.
Yeah, go on, mate. You go for it.
Cool. Wayne, why have we got MLS left back? I see this, but I do get why you've done it, because Arteta's not give anything away in his press conference. We've been going through it before, and I think Nketiah might be fit for this one.
If he is, for me, he'll come straight in. Well, down, yeah. Good question, Christopher.
Hello, Chris, mate. It's been a while.
Oh, Jesus Christ, it has. Yeah. Welcome back to the channel, my friend. Me and Tony appreciate it. Tone, I want to let you have this. I've had a good old waffle, matey, about Arsenal before national. What do you think about this one, matey? I've gone for Madueke. What do you think?
For any listeners, I'll quickly read it. Will Dalman play or Madueke again? Ooh, I'd go with Dalman. Do you know what? I think Saka, he hasn't, look, with Saka, he's been really, really cautious about with saying whether he's fit or not. He said he's close, right? That could mean that he could make the
He
squad, right?
just to put it in perspective for those that have not seen, and I know yourself, Tone. Sorry again to
Well,
interrupt
mate,
your fault. Just want, I think he said Saka, Calafiori, Dalman, not Dalman. Sorry, guys.
I'm trying to get the
Calafiori,
team news.
Calafiori, Timber, Saka, and I think it was like Hincapie. No, or Erdegaard or Hincapie. He said them four. I think maybe Erdegaard. Sorry, guys, I apologise. So it's Erdegaard, Hincapie, I'm going to bed now. I'm going to bed, guys. I seriously am. Calafiori, Timber, Saka, and Erdegaard. And he was quizzed, and I apologise, guys. We'll get there in the end. He said of them four, Tone, he said some will make it. So there's going to be surprises. We don't know who. So hopefully, and listen, if an Hincapie comes in, but as I say, he doesn't give it away. So I'm like, is Hincapie fit? Is Calafiori fit? I've gone with that if they're both not fit, but I think one of them comes in definitely.
Here's the wording, Wayne. He's gone. Bukayo Saka, Dewey and Timber also missed out on those games, but are edging closer to full fitness.
Yeah.
Now, the key edging closer to full fitness, that could be, do they just miss this game or are they going to make the bench? You never know, Arteta. There's always, you know, he does play games, so that, and I think he does that on purpose, so the opposite manager can't tactically plan 100%. You know,
no, well, that's it. I mean, you don't want to sort of be that kind of guy where you go, oh yeah, you know, listen, is White going to play or is Timber fit to start? Is he going to have to call on an MLS or has he got a Calafiori up his sleeve?
You're washing done, Wayne.
You know, yes. Sorry, guys, that's a 20-second. It's
He's
20-second.
Bloody
hell. The washing is done, guys. Yeah. If you didn't know or didn't hear.
Yeah, 100% all the way. No messing around. League title is a must. No excuses. Champions League would be a bonus. Yeah, agree, Ted. Definitely agree with that comment there, mate. I think it's fair to say as Arsenal supporters, we know that Champions League is probably slightly out of our grasp right now because I think we're a little bit short in terms of the quality to overcome that. But I think for me, I think Bayern Munich are going to win it. I think at the moment they look unplayable at times the way they're playing. You know, Real Madrid might do a job on them. I don't think they will. I think, and I think look, I think we'll beat Sporting at the Emirates, hopefully. But then we've got to go and play Barcelona or Atletico Madrid. They're not easy games, right? You know,
Atletico Madrid will physically drain you. You played a team like that time because playing against what's his name, especially at the Stadio, whatever it's called. Sorry, guys, it escapes me. But if you've got to go to Atletico Madrid for argument's sake, I'm not saying that Barcelona wouldn't tax your tone, but you've got a tactical battle there with a guy that's if we're going to play away from home. So it's two different games whether you're playing Barca or Atletico, and I can't
One thing I would say is Arteta does. You know, we played them in the league campaign, didn't we? The qualifying campaign, we played Atletico. And Gyökeres got a hat trick in the end, and we found a way through to beat them. But I think the knockout stages are a different kettle of fish. So I think even PSG are looking formidable at the moment as well.
Yeah, I'll be back in 2 seconds, Tone. I've just got to bear with me, mate. You carry on. Yeah, go on, mate. Bear with me 2 seconds.
Chris has put, I would go with Martinelli, Eze, and Dalman. Yeah, Joe, what? That's actually not a bad chat. Wayne's gone with Trossard on the left. To be honest, I think Trossard has dropped off massively since Christmas. He was amazing at the start of the season. You couldn't get Martinelli in the team because he was one of your first picks, him and Rice, in the starting 11. But he's not as effective. I think the end of the season, I think we should definitely upgrade on that left side of whether you keep Martinelli as a backup and you go with a top draw left winger, Rafael Rodrigo maybe. You know, I think you have to upgrade that position. But yeah, Trossard for me, I don't think he's out of form massively for me. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd probably go. Yeah, I think Martinelli as a Dalman's a good shout. I don't think he will go with Dalman at the start. I think he will start Madueke, or I think you might see a surprise with Saka, maybe a last-minute entry into the squad. So watch that space. SR7. This time I want to trust Tony because last time final against Man City, he said Raya over Kepa, and some suggestions. Good prediction, mate. Come on, you can. Yeah, I did say Raya over Kepa. I think just the history. But I knew let's not uncover bad wounds here, guys. But I think that I knew he was going to go with Kepa. I knew he was going to go with Kepa against Southampton. But I don't think we lost. I don't think it was Kepa's fault we lost to Southampton. By the way, I think that there was a whole heap of problems in that game, and I don't think he's to blame purely. But I do one thing that I would say: if you look at the Sporting game, the one thing I noticed straight away is our defense looked 10 times better, and I think it makes a huge difference when you've got the right goalkeeper sitting behind you as defense. You've got that confidence. So yeah, Ray. I think Ray is such a. I think he's a bit underestimated this season. I think he's definitely up there, one of the best goalkeepers in world football, David Raya. But he can't even get into the Spain squad. That's how nuts it is. That's how good that squad is. But yeah, Kepa shouldn't have started, but we knew he was going to start. But I don't think Kepa starts any more games the rest of this season. Touch wood, unless Raya gets an injury for me. Chris has put Timber and Saka will probably play against Sporting. Yeah, they'll probably be back, mate. But I think we have missed Timber. I think as good as White can be, I think he's been really clumsy in the last couple of games. The Southampton game being one of them. That that header was your bread and butter as a professional to time your jumps for headers, and he was awful. He had moments in the Champions League game as well, Ben White, where he looked a little bit clumsy. I was just saying to the chat, and I think we've missed Timber in them, in these sort of games. And I think tomorrow's it's not going to be an easy game. Bournemouth have got very good wingers. I know Semenyo left them, but they've still got some very, very good attacking players. I think I read that lucky for us, Kluivert is out. Now he's a top talent as well. I'm surprised he's still at Bournemouth, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a massive shame for him to. I mean, obviously this January to lose to Menyo and obviously with Kluivert. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised sort of like in the summer. And I think that's where you're looking at sort of this Ariola, if I'm pronouncing it is that is right, isn't it?
It's Ariola, yeah.
Thank you, Bones. Because I think it's one of them that the Man United job is Carrick doing a good enough job. I mean, they seem to love it because Man United fans are thinking they're going to be challenging for the title when he come in and winning games crazily. But he could be a manager who could be looking up, to kind of go to the bigger games. He's not going to want to lose. If he keeps what I'm getting at is if he keeps losing his players, he's got to find them again. I mean, they had been defensively a little bit sort of like a bit shoddy this season because he lost his two main centre halves, didn't he? One to Real Madrid, I can't remember the other one went Leverkusen or somewhere, I can't remember, guys. But he lost both his two starting centre halves, so he's had to rebuild his defence again. I mean, he's more than capable of doing it, Tone, but how often is a manager going to do that, where the big boys come in, swoop the best players, and he's got to rebuild again, Bones, He can only think to himself, maybe I need to get into a bigger team, you know what I mean?
Yeah. SR7's put, mate, Athletic will play Haram and park the bus. Good game to watch. Well, yeah, Arteta likes parking the bus.
Arteta like it'll be Haram ball all the way, I say, definitely.
Yeah. Chris has put, how about Rice, Odegaard, and Dalman in the centre of midfield? Yeah, I don't think
Odegaard is fit, mate.
Start Dalman. I don't think Odegaard's fit.
Dalman, yeah. That could be decent, mate. Listen, if you're gonna do, we have to go at Bournemouth, Chris. That is without a shadow of a doubt, Tone. And into everyone watching, sorry, but
Ezra and Dalman, he means.
Ezra, yeah. So basically, yeah, Ezra and now Dalman in the 10. Have Ezra sort of like in that one, yeah.
So he's gone Rice, Odegaard, Dalman in the centre midfield, and Madueke and Trossard or Martinelli on the left.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, this is the one where you kind of stick it with. I just think like Martinelli. Look what he did in that Champions League game, Tone. And I said it. I'm not. Trying to be big-headed with it. I just said Martinelli is that kind of finisher, and especially in Europe, he can be quite deadly.
Well, he proved it. He proved
it on Tuesday. In the Premier League and against like Southampton, he was poor. He was bang average. His defensive work rate is fantastic. It just seems there's times when he struggles. So you got a choice between a Trossard and Martinelli. But this is why I keep saying Ezra on the left, because he can't do any worse than a Martinelli or a Trossard. But Mikel don't want to do that. So you have to look at it. I still think he will, but I think, excuse me, guys, that I think that you in a game like this, Tone, you've got to open up. You've got to have yourself two attacking players. You've got to progress that ball. Declan Rice can mop up all day long. So if for me, you don't need two deeper line midfielders in a game like this. You need to go at Bournemouth, you know. So if you've got Erdegaard out, you got to go for the bang bang, haven't you? Really, and go and trying to go for it because
Or you could
there's
put
no
Eze in
point
the
being
8.
pragmatic at home. You've got to stop being pragmatic at home
He's got to,
as
yeah.
much as you're trying to control it. Just go at it because Bournemouth can hit you on a break. We've seen what happened last year. We can't be pragmatic against them, especially at home time.
Yeah. Ted's put the fact that we all have different opinions on the lineup shows how no one is consistent or secure in their place. Not good for our end of the season running. Yeah, good point there. Very good point. It is true.
Ted, the question
he
is
doesn't
as
know
well.
he's starting 11, does he?
Who would you play as left wing? He goes for Trossard all the time and Martinelli off the bench. But if you swing it, both have not been absolutely fantastic, especially in domestic football. But Trossard, for me, has not really been good in any way, shape, or form since Christmas. He hasn't done anything that would reckon that you should say maybe some touches and here and there. But we want a guy that can score and assist. You need it in this running. We need a clutch player. He's not doing it at the moment.
Yeah, Christopher, I would just play Rice as DM. He can clear up. I generally think that's a massive shout. Right, that's his bread and butter. Number 6. Right, he's good in the number 8. But certain games, I think that it calls for him to be that sweeper across the back 4. He's got the legs for it. He breaks up really well. I think. Yeah,
I think it'd be better. I think it'd be better for his
10.
fitness tone. It'd be better for his fitness to be a number 6 as opposed to him bombing up and down the pitch. And then when Zubimendi doesn't quite do it, he's got to cover him. And if he's primarily as a number 6, it'll be better for him to see the season out as a 6 for quite a number of games, because the boy's going up and down, up and down, up and down, and he's practically at this moment in time playing on his own in midfield because Zubimendi isn't providing anything. He just goes missing.
Yeah, Ted put Arteta's still got PTSD from the Aston Villa match where Eze on the left not tracking Matty Cash.
He has, mate. He's got to get rid of that, because I think either way you got to swing it for next year. There's talk of a left wing, which is fair enough. My point being is this is it. Trossard and Martinelli get in time because of the defensive work. You have a Maverick there every now and then, especially against a Bournemouth. It could help you and it could do wonders for you. But of course, with Erdegaard not being fit to be the controller, it's going to be, that's the problem. But yeah, listen, I know what you're saying, Teddy. It's 100%, mate. But he's got to get over himself, in my opinion, Arteta, mate. But that's who he is. He's quite stubborn.
Yeah. Evening, CJ, mate. How are you?
Evening, CJ.
Thanks for jumping on. All guns blazing tomorrow, football-wise day.
Yeah, listen, for those watching,
I know what you mean.
For those watching now, give Tony some love tomorrow. I've got to work till 20 to 2 o'clock. I will be back home till the back end of the game. So please give him. He'll be holding fort by himself, doing a watch along. Come give him some love, guys. We appreciate it.
Cool. Yeah, Chris has put, we do not need 2 DMs. I completely agree.
Chris, we completely agree, my friend. We do not. We really don't. Not against Bournemouth.
We need to discuss something about this game tomorrow, and I'm absolutely crapping my pants because of it.
Right, well, my friend, let me turn you up a bit because I've got the tumble in the back, so I'm sorry if you guys have got any feedback.
He's proper on the old
your mind tone. I know you're worried. You've got that worried look on your mind. Come talk to me.
So look, my worry tomorrow, guys. Let us know in the chat. Smash the likes up, guys. There's a few of you tuned in now. We appreciate it. Our referee tomorrow is Michael Oliver, and in VAR we have Darren England.
You've just broke me vibe. I was feeling good about it, Tony, and then I forgot.
As soon as I see that, I'm shitting myself because there's, he's not sent off a Man City player. Was it we was looking at offline, wasn't it? When like 28 games, he's refed the Man City game and not sent a player off for Man City. Yeah. Whereas last he's got like 8 red cards. I think we read, was it 8 red cards?
We've got a silly amount of red cards per the game he's refed us. Listen, it's not been acceptable. The only plus side, guys, to those watching, is it could be a struggle and it could be a worry, and that could be one of the game that I'd say could potentially sabotage your result, because you've got a guy who's refed in Abu Dhabi. He's been paid to do it, and these are the guys that also own Man City, by the way. There's nothing to see there. Darren he's a Liverpool Liverpool-based ref. He's a Liverpool supporter by all accounts. We've got that referee You got a referee there, and you got Darren England. Yeah, it's a combination you did not want. They're trying to get everything out, and like someone said, it's like it's the brown envelope crew. And we have to let the football do the talking on the pitch time, because I'd much rather them two not be anywhere near the Man City game at the Etihad. They ruined it. He ruined it last year, sending Trossard off, didn't he? So we would have had Man City, in my opinion, with 11 men. We went 2-1 up, and we almost had them. And I think again we can do something along those lines, but we can't let the referees ruin it, Tone. We have to do it ourselves. We have to. I know what you're saying.
It's all about him,
Tone. It's up to them players to take that off you. But you're right to be. I am as well, dude. Because I don't trust Michael Oliver, and I don't trust that twat on VAR.
It's just a bad combo, mate. It's a 12:45.
It's the worst combo you can get, and especially at half.
Michael Oliver referee it. It's the worst combo we've got at home.
Yes.
CJ's put, how mental is it that we're 7 games away from winning this title? I'm still in shock from thinking we could actually do this. It's almost like a brand new thing to majority of us fans. It is, mate. It's been a while as well. I think
it's been a while. There's PTSD, CJ. There's a lot of stuff online as well. You kind of read and fans going off. Listen, we have to keep our cool. We have to realise where we are. We have to realise where we've been. It's been 22 years of differing feelings, Under Wenger, 07-08, we had Eduardo have his ankle broken. That, in my opinion, just totally my head, my instinct told me that was it, and it turned out it was, because I think we were just starting to come into it. Eduardo was growing into the team, and the team looked deflated after seeing their teammate get his ankle snapped. And that team never recovered. It was a mental thing. We were quite close, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 2010-11, but then we dropped off again. Through Wenger, it's been 22 years of different stuff. Wenger, we should have won it when Leicester won it. We've dropped off. We finished second. We should have beat Leicester to it. Fair play to them. I mean, I know they've sunk. What I'm getting at is that since that Wenger going, that we dropped, we haven't challenged effectively. There's been maybe three occasions since we went unbeaten. I say 04-05 time, sorry, but Chelsea beat us, and we were just sort of on the back end, and then he started to dismantle the team a little bit too much for my liking. But we've had a lot of high, a lot of ripped out. We've had banter. We've become banter FC these last 10 to 12 years, especially with AFT coming in, chucking the camera in that Chris's face. The old guy, and he was ranting and raving, and they elevated their platform, and Arsenal became banter FC. We've had a lot of hurt, a lot of rubbish, a lot of crap over the years to deal with, So we're in a position now, again, for, in my opinion, we were not challengers last year. I'm going to be adamant to that. We weren't. We were crap. Liverpool, Man City were crap. Liverpool just had a nice, easy, leisurely stroll to the title. We were not challenging them. This is our third one in four seasons. We failed the last 2 occasions. We have to do this one. It's time. It's our time, guys. It's long overdue now. We've had enough hurt. We've had enough hurt, Tone. Enough promises, and we've dropped out. We have to take it now, mate. It's our best opportunity.
Definitely. CJ's put, I feel like it's been top 4 finish, never going to win the Champions League, so that's never even a pray for a good cup run or final. Now we've really upped the level, still nothing though.
Listen,
I know what he's saying there. It does.
I know
it feels
what you're
like
saying.
It's different, but it's still.
You know what, CJ? It would have been one of those things where what your point of view is. I get. In a couple of years gone by, we'd lost that Carabao Cup, and then we've gone out of the FA Cup. We're thinking that's our only chance. We are. We've got the best.
Evening, Eddie. How are you, mate?
Ed, how you doing, mate? What's the score, bud? Listen, I told you, you're more than welcome to send them down.
We'll send Spurs down. Come on, your. I've got Wolves, didn't they? West Ham. Some tasty fixtures on this weekend, isn't there?
Yeah. I mean, let's start with it. I can't view it, Ed, because I'm using my mobile, matey. But 1-0, Mavropanos, Arsenal, Gooner. Nice, matey. Yeah. Nice. Well, good luck, Eduardinho. Good luck, matey. But that's the thing, Tony. It's been too long, and we have to do it ourselves. But we're in a better position we are in, but there's still work to be done to get over the line. Definitely.
No, definitely. Look, big game tomorrow. Score predictions, Wayne.
Yeah, this, we had SR come on saying 3-1. I think it'll be a 2-goal deficit. I'm thinking 2-0. I think 2-0 Tone. I'm hoping a nice, solid, sort of like professional performance. Get the goals, shut up shop, tell Bournemouth to come in. If Bournemouth want to go for it when we've got the lead, but that's the thing. Can be a tight, can be cagey. Them fans are vitally important when they get into that stadium. They have to get there early,
just
get
hope the
going, get
PTSD
cracking, get
doesn't
behind the
kick in.
team.
When we misplace a pass, we still
I'll
get
get
behind
it.
them.
I'll get it, Tone, because against Everton. But listen, we have to push these boys and keep pushing them as far as we can over the line. Keep going, keep going. Tomorrow's a vitally important step again. And them fans are going to be vitally important for us tomorrow. Get into them, lads. Get them. Tell them, bring your dinner, is what they got to do. Bring your dinner.
Definitely. 22 years, and we've won 4 FA Cups. What's your honest opinion on that, lads? I'm grateful, but definitely not satisfied at all. Look, the league's been long overdue, and we've not done enough, I think, in my opinion, over the years to, look at the years where we've gone away to Anfield, got absolutely battered. We've gone away to Etihad, got absolutely battered.
Yeah.
We've never put ourselves in a position to challenge for the title. In the last 10 years, it's always
not
been
really at all time, no.
It's always been survival mode, and I think that was purely because I think Wenger had a big job on his hands where he had to pay that stadium off. So I think they was quite happy just to accept Champions League money.
Yeah.
But this is why it's so big that we've got to get it over the line. We got to be lifting. Come May, we got to be lifting that Premier League title because it will just change and elevate the club in a different way. We'll start bringing back.
It will change. It will change a lot of stuff, Bones, and that's the thing. It has to. It's vitally important for me as well. I mean, as I said on the stream, that as much as he was there to control, to stink the place out, to not overexert yourselves, keep sporting as much as you can to, in all due respect, at arm's length. I think he done that in hindsight for a lot of it. So, I think that's the priority has to be get this Premier League there, get it there in the next 3 to 4 games is vitally important. We have to do it, Tone. So, the Champions League for me at the moment, the Champions League comes second. I've said it all season. As you've just said, Tone, to not step on your point, but it's a point we both agree on, is that I just don't believe right now that we have elite players, elite attackers that will take you when the moment comes that will do it in the Champions League level. The Premier League at this moment, we have an opportunity. We have a point above City, and we need to tomorrow is way more important than any Champions League game at this moment in time. Just get tomorrow is vitally important.
If we win the Premier League, it's a major trophy, right? It's a major trophy. Next season we go and build in the squad, and then we go and challenge for. Because
he's got the tactics, Tone, hasn't he? He's got the tactics for European football. He's got the tactics.
If we get back, we win the Premier League. There's no reason why we can't go and win the Premier League next season and then go and win the Champions League.
Yeah, get the big one over the line. The Premier League is the big one because it's the main league. It's the league that everyone said, "Look at you, you've been 22 years, and they can beat us with that stick." We don't win that Premier League; they can continue to beat us with that stick. Get that out of the way so that can't happen anymore. Then do it. There's a few. As I say, there's a few puzzle pieces that was still there. I loved what we did in the summer, but I felt there were still a few puzzle pieces in terms of other squad positions that could be filled. So it's a big summer, but right now the main thing is this football club has got potentially 11, 12 games. If you're going all the way in the Champions League, that's obviously a tough one, Tone. But you've got 7 vitally important domestic games to play. Get them done. Do what you can, and then you can concentrate on that stuff. But yeah, let's go for the big one, and that big one at the moment is the Premier League, mate.
Yeah, no, definitely. So just put the amount of cup funds we've lost as well is sickening. Yeah,
it's been too many.
Yeah, Kepa is awful, mate.
Kepa was awful, Chris. And that's the thing. I think if you have Raya in there, I said to Tony, I think if you had Raya in the cup final. Yeah, but I couldn't foresee it. I went for Kepa because of the cup keep and whatever. I didn't foresee that he would drop a clanger like that. That's in my opinion, and I think that it's. Chris has said, Tone, 12 points clear, and City slip up away to Chelsea. It's over. I think that if they slip up, and if they get 3 full points, and Chris City do not register any points on the board. come Saturday evening, and we go to the Etihad, we're 12 points clear. All right, that's when I'm thinking to yourself, you shut up with the nastiest low block you can. You come away with a draw. If you come away with a win, fantastic. But let's not push it too much, guys. Come away from that Etihad with a great result. They'll have what? They'll have played 32. They'll have 6 games to turn over a 12-point deficit. They will have a game in hand, but I'm pretty sure we can more than likely continue to maintain that. And we'll only need, what, two more wins at that point? You know? So
that'd be great, wouldn't it? Could you imagine?
So go and do the job tomorrow, boys, and everyone watching, and go from there.
Got to do our job. Got to do our job. Don't worry about City. Do our job. I don't think Chelsea are going to touch them, but we'll do our job. So I think City are hitting that bit of form that we fucking hate. This is the point of the season. This is the bread and butter for them. Because we've got to do our job. We're in a good position. We're 9 points clear. If we don't, and they beat us to it, we've only got ourselves to blame. Right? This is a good position to be in at this moment in the season.
No passengers now. So no passengers wanting to play for their national team and go to a big tournament.
Like
Arsenal Football Club first and foremost. Before we close off, Tone, you haven't given your prediction, mate. I've given me 2-0.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1. I think that it's going to be such a tight game. I think we're going to be very nervy. So I think 2-1 for me. I hate saying that because I'll be doing a watch song and I'm going to be crapping my pants. So it's going to be a nervous watch. But let's hope that we're closing out with a victory of 3 points and over to City. That's just all we can do tomorrow. And 12 points clear. You know, when City going away to Chelsea, that's just going to be great because Chelsea have got Champions League to play for, so they're not going to let City turn up at Stamford Bridge and nick 3 points. They want the 3 points.
Listen, Chris has said I think Chelsea will get something at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah,
and listen, I hope so. What it is as well, though, mate, if they apply themselves as much as they applied themselves against us at their ground, they're more than capable of getting something from City because they played with 10 men. They still outplayed us. So, you know, and according to them, and that's quite new to the start of the season, that it was they literally, everyone was, it was like they're talking, we look what we've done. We can do that to Arsenal. It's 1-0. It's like 1-0 was a victory for them. You know, but if they apply that kind of mentality to get something, the way they played against us is what I'm getting at. They're more than capable of doing that. And they've also got to play for Champions League, as Tony's just said. So let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do our job first is always fundamental, guys. We play first for the next couple. Let's do it.
We own Stamford Bridge and Chelsea. Yeah. We've done well.
Yeah.
We've done well there.
We have done well, mate. We have done well.
Cool. On that note, we're going to call it there. Been on over an hour. Thank you for everyone that's tuning in. The comments have been great. The conversation's been great as always. Look, tomorrow I'll be the watch along. It'll be just me because Wayne's out delivering his post. And we will. I'll be going live around 11:30, 11:45. Maybe we'll get the starting 11 going. But come and join me, guys. Look out for the watch along link on YouTube. But yeah, come and join me. Even if you're Wayne, I know you're working. Still tune in.
It's quite busy on my round. I will try my best, mate. If I can get the headphones in and listen to you at least, I'll try to do that as well, Bones. It does get quite busy on Saturday at our work, but I will try my best, mate. I'll be there in spirit either way, mate. Yeah,
no worries. Yeah, Chris, see you, mate. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah. But guys, smash the likes up, hit that subscribe button if you're new. And for anyone that's watching later on, welcome to the Gooner Booth. And still put your comments in. We'll read them out in the next stream. But yeah, come and join me tomorrow, guys. Massive game. It's going to be nervy, isn't it? It's going to be a nervy one. But early kickoff, hopefully it works in our favour. Hopefully Michael Oliver's not being a dick. And we get the points. Come on, you Gunners. Have a good evening.
Come on, you Gunners. Cheers, guys.